Looks like I'm recording. Alright. Do I not have the USB plugged into my camera or my microscope? I don't. What is going on here? Look at this. Plugged into the microscope. Alright. What I got here. What we're looking at here is two motherboards from a HP Pavilion. That's a 2020 HP Pavilion 15z-cw100. The complaint was the computer suffered liquid damage. Turn off my power supply because it's creating some noise in the background. I don't use it for this, so don't need it on this cable. The complaint is, well, not the complaint, the problem is liquid damage. I found the areas that are liquid damaged. I've repaired some of them already. I can switch to the microscope camera. So you can see what I'm talking about. So it would help if I turn the camera, or the microscope camera on. I think that's on. Is that on? It is. Zoom down a little, see if we can focus. You don't want to see that. That's the heatsink for the CPU. All right. That looks really clear to me. That looks horrible to you. See if we can't clear things up a bit. Looks pretty bright, huh? Pretty sharp. All right. So the problems are on the other side of the board here. It was in this area. Oh, I got some little Hershey's Kisses here that I need to fix. Can zoom in on those. Yeah, you can see those pretty well. I gotta get the hang of this focusing stuff. I also need a 0.35 times adapter. I still have my 0.45. That's coming. But you can see I touched up these a little bit. Oh, those look crappy. I'm probably going to replace all those resistors. I don't like the way that looks. I'll just want to touch it up for testing to make sure the board works. This capacitor looks like crap too. That looks like crap. These are bypass caps. It looks like this is ground. That looks horrible. The problem is I don't have values for those capacitors in this. I don't know if that's an inductor or a capacitor or what, but I do have a donor board. However, this thing is in pristine condition. It doesn't work. I'd like to figure out why, because these boards are super expensive. I just want to use this board that I purchased. I want to use that as just to do measurements to find the values of components. So if I have those components, I'll replace them, and if I don't, I will figure it out, because this is a new model board and I cannot find the schematics. There's a capacitor. That doesn't look great either. You can see the end cap. The end cap of that is pretty gray. I don't know if it's just dirty or... Yeah, it's probably just dirty. I could probably resolder it. See a little residual stuff there. I gotta clean that off. This area I touched up too with solder a little bit. I know you can't really tell. God, this is really out of focus. What is going on? I apologize. I'm not like super good at microscope camera view yet. I'm still learning the ropes on that. But you can see that area looks bad. This capacitor needs to get replaced. It looks pretty bad. Or removed altogether. I touched these up too, but you can see that's got a bump on it that I need to touch up because I don't like the way that looks. And then I touched up these capacitors here. They're all nice and shiny. But the area I'm concerned about is it looks like there's two missing components here next to this buck regulator or buck thing I see. Looks like there's two missing components here, and they weren't on the board. Like, I touched those pads up, but those components were missing. And then likewise, you can see here there's a trace that's broken and a pad's missing. There's a big resistor that goes here to ground. It's like over voltage protection. I need to find the value of that resistor and put that resistor on, and then run a trace here, which is not a big deal at all. Do that, figure these two out, and then I'm going to try to turn the board on just to make sure and see if it turns on. So that's what we'll be doing now. So we'll go ahead and move that board. And I have a pretty good stock of resistors and capacitors, different values and sizes. I just hope I have that one in stock. Otherwise, I would either have to steal it from this board. I'd have to steal it from this board and replace it, or whatever. We'll figure that part out later. Oh, and good news. Check that out. It looks like those two... See, I didn't know, but these two pads are not populated. And this is the same exact model of board. It's DAG7B-JMB-8C0 Rev C. So it's the same exact board. So I got the same exact board from a 2020 HP 15-inch HP Pavilion 15Z series laptop. So great. We'll just measure the value of that resistor and we'll see if we've got a replacement. We'll replace it and we'll see if the board turns on. Let's turn on my multimeter. And I'm going to leave the microscope on. So that way you can see me probing and you don't have to look at the desk. 370 kiloohms. And that matches with a schematic that I found. I found a similar schematic that goes to a HP Pavilion 15-inch C, or this is a CW. That one's like a CS model or something like that. These are Quanta boards made by Quanta, so I have a schematic for that board. I can't remember. It was like a Quanta 27A or something like that. I don't know. But the 370 kiloohms was the value that I looked up at the schematic because it has a similar chip on it. And I know to measure capacitors, you got to pull them off the board. But I don't really want to pull anything off of this board because I want to try and fix it if I can, maybe. I just got it, so I don't even know if anything's blown up on it or whatever. Oh, never mind. There it is. Oh, there's your problem. Ouch. That's not good. I think I found out why your board doesn't work. Well, there you go. Well, I can try and replace that IC, and if I could get this board to work, these boards are very expensive. I mean, they're talking like $300. I didn't pay nowhere near that for this, but now we know why. Ouchie. Ooh, it smells of electronics too. We'd have to check out the rest of the board, but yeah. Dang. Now I can probably use this board to figure out what that IC was, which is right here. We're going to go ahead and make a note of that real quick. See if we can find an IC for that and fix that board. It'd be nice to have like a working extra board. So what is that? Sorry, we're doing a little side note here. So that's a Z2 260 Q. Well, if that's a 1, no, that's an I. IK. And then there's FAO K13. Yeah. And that's an ANPEC. That's the ANPEC logo. It's got like a A. Oh, you could see it. Yeah, right there. It's got an A with a circle over, like a half circle over the top. I think it's a P. Yeah, it's like an A and a P mixed together. It's ANPEC. So we'll look up the data sheet for that and see if we can't find the IC for that. Going back to this, so that resistor looks. Oh wait, dork. We'll use this one. See if we can get the correct value. It's a 370k ohm resistor, and that looks to be like an 805 or a 1206, maybe. It could be a 603. We'll get them out and see. 370k. Yeah, I think we'd be safe with the 370k. All right, let me pull my resistor stock out and see if I can't find a suitable replacement. Right, so I have this box, and I have books galore. It's not going to be a 201 size. Turn our soldering station on. Those are 0201 capacitors. That's not going to work. 1206. It's not a 1206. It's either a 603 or an 805. And what do we got here? What size is this? Don't know what size. This looks like it might be it. We have a 370. We have a 360. Probably close enough. I'd imagine, yeah. In my Mauser box, I probably don't have a either 360 or 390. We'll just take one of these and do a little comparison, eh? See if now it looks to be the same size. I think these are 805 size. Pretty sure. Okay, where did I just flick that resistor? Okay. Did you come out? Yeah, it came out. Where'd you go? Huh. I just flicked you off into oblivion, didn't I? Well, darn it. Where'd you go? I'm sure I'll find it in about a month. Sure I'll find it in a month when I'm not looking for it. Did it fall on me? That's why I wear dark clothes. Exactly why I wear dark clothes. Who knows where that resistor went? I don't know. I just flicked the dang thing. Huh. Okay, we'll get another one then. Try not to flick that one. I don't know what happened. What are you gonna do? I'll search for it later. We're gonna. Can you see that? Yeah, we're gonna compare sizes here. Nope. She's too big. So it's probably a 603 size, because this is, I believe, 805 or 60. Yeah, it's a 603 size because this is 805. How'd you think that'd be an easy resistor to find if that's that big and flicked up in the air? Whoops, I just lost that one too. Not starting out well tonight. Come on, little resistor, get out. Oh my goodness, where did you go now? Alright. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Let's see if we can put you back. Play nice. So you're 805s, so you're not going to work. Do I have? Probably don't have a 370K 603 size. I need to go through my bin. I think these are, yeah, those are big size resistors too. I want to say they're probably the same size as these 8, yeah. These are all 805 size. Stick all you in the 805 bag. $12.06, 603. Go up through 603 size. Zero, 6.8. Some Mauser resistors in here. These are all quarter watt, big boys. No more 805s? Yeah. Try to keep these organized. I know this, I'm blowing. It's already been 20 minutes in this video and I haven't fixed a darn thing. So hoping to make this like a quick 20-30 minute video. I can just solder on this resistor, run a wire, put it back in the chassis and fire it up, see if it works. And then I'll go back and test, touch everything up. There we go, 360. Sure, I can probably get 370s. Huh. Yeah. One of these days I'm going to get a 0603 book. Resistor book. But until then, we're going to use this. And once again, we're going to pull one of these resistors out and hope we don't flick it across the room. Where's our area? That's the only bad thing about this cut tape. That's still too big. See the comparison, the size? That's 0603, so we're going to 0402 now. Would be the natural order. That resistor is not going to stay in there. We're going to have to put him to the side. He's not going to stay in that cut tape. He's going to fall out. It's the first chance he gets. So now, 0402s, I think I can go to the book. Wait. This is the wrong book. Those are 1206s. Oh, shoot. I only have 0201 size. 360K. I may have to borrow the resistor off this port after all. Order some. Yeah, because these are 0201s and they're about half size. So I don't have any 402 370Ks. So looks like we're gonna borrow it from this board. We'll pay it back later when we buy that IC to fix that. It's the whole nature of donor boards, I guess. Okay, well that was kind of a waste. Of time. Just put my resistor books and all that in there and organize that stuff later. Alright, so we're going to put a little flux on here and we're going to borrow this. We're just going to bum this resistor off you for a few days. And hope we don't ruin it because we probably don't have another one. To take its place. Put some leaded solder on here. Could use my heat gun or my hot air station to remove it, but try to be nice. Come on. Stinking solder. Trying to be nice here. There we go. Just had to kind of manipulate him off there. Alright, we're going to gently set our donor over there. Put some flux here. It's too much. Some flux here, we're going to touch that up. We need to replace him too, that capacitor, remove him. Those are probably just bypass caps, so he doesn't even really need to go back on while we're testing. We're gonna have to run a jumper wire. Get off there. I need you intact. We're gonna flip the board around because I'm right-handed, and this is too much of a pain. There we go. Got our little resistor to cooperate, and we're going to put some solder on this side. Remove our stinking flux, and then we're going to run a little wire here. These wires I cut always look so small when I cut them, and then when I get in the microscope, they're like 8 feet long. Seems like way longer than they need to be. Can you even see what I'm doing? That's kind of rude of me to assume that you can see what I'm doing. This is awkward, trying to solder a jumper on the left side of a resistor when I'm right-handed. Come on, I just want you to go a little higher. There you go. That's it. That's all I wanted you to do. And I'm just going to bend you like that and solder you in place. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to bridge the little gap that's there now. Just like that. Perfect. Are you soldered? These tweezers are so old. I refuse to give them up. They're workhorses though. I'm going to put this down and use my right hand. Boom. Alright, so that's done. I think I'm going to address that capacitor. I want to make a little note too, so I don't forget the value of this resistor and have to buy another donor board to figure it out. Because I imagine once I get this fixed and tested overnight, if it's working, I'm going to turn it into back to the customer, who will in turn give it back to the owner in a day or so. So I don't want to have to ask them, hey, can I borrow your computer again so I can rip it apart? Because I used a donor board to replace the part and I need to get the value off. Yeah, that capacitor doesn't look very good. We're going to take him off. You got to go, buddy. Sorry, Chief. That looks kind of janky too, a little bit. I might touch that up. I mean, I'm obviously going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb and test everything and make sure stuff works, because these had grunge on them too. They don't look bad at all, but they still could be blown. We just wanted to get him a nice... We wanted to get that IC a nice path to ground there. Alright, what do you say we go after that capacitor too? Just making sure I'm looking at all this stuff around here, make sure it looks okay. Yeah, I think we're going to get you out of there too. You got another cap there bearing the brunt of whatever it is you're bypassing. So I'm not sure I need to put you back on right away. Are you attached? Seem like you're still attached. Maybe it's just the top that's gone. Where'd you go? Hey, you look kind of bad though. You gotta get off my board. Little end cap there. Come on. It's almost like a... Alright. We'll go ahead and wick all that stuff off. Looks nice. Touch you up. Alright. Oh, you can't even see what the heck I'm doing. Well, sorta. Shoot. Sorry about that. We're just removing that cap because they look bad. I mean, we can probably look this. This is an audio driver. We don't care about sound right now. It should be fine. What is that? Is that a button? Okay. We'll definitely put some solder mask on that too when we're done cleaning the board up. I think that's it for the super damaged stuff. But we touched up some stuff over here. Need to touch that cap up. He's still got his end cap. It's just a little gray, so I'll probably just touch him up. I need to fix the way those look. I'm sure I know they're functional a bit, but they look bad, so we'll fix that. Alright. We'll go ahead and get the chassis and plug this in and see what we got going on. If we got if we've got a working board, or if I just wasted the past 35 minutes of my life. Gently put our RAM back in. Hold down on the bottom of the board so we're not flexing it like crazy like I just did. Alright. Oh, chassis right here. Duh. Okay. Let's do 180 here. I do believe the board goes in like something like this. Get all of our screen cables and stuff out of the way. Power cable. This thing that goes in a special way. Special. This heat sink's like bent, our heat pipe's all bent up. Sure why that is. Pretty sure you go over here. Grr. I like the looks of that. We'll plug all these cables in just to see if there's like sensors or anything that'll prevent it from turning on. These computers aren't terribly hard to take apart. Just a lot of cables that are easy to rip. That's all. That's Wi-Fi. We don't care about Wi-Fi. All we care about is, does the board work? Or does it not? What I'm going to be doing in the near future is building a power cable adapter or power thing I can plug into my lab power supply so I can test, see how much current this thing draws, and or figuring out another way to power the board from a different cord so I can see how much current it's taking. Alright, let me get a motherboard screw. Get a motherboard screw and a hard drive. Last thing I want is to open this computer up and have the board go flying. That would not be good. We'll plug the SSD in and use that as an anchor point. A Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to take this up real quick because there's probably a password on here. Don't want to give to anybody. Did this come with 2 fans or 1 fan? I don't remember. Don't remember seeing the second fan. Anyway. These are fan screws here. I'm not sure if this is the fan screw or not. It'll work in a pinch though. That is not. You guys are probably not. You might be the fan screw. Either way, the board is safely put in here. Where's the power cord? There's our power cord. All right. Let's see what happens here. This will be a first HP fan spin for me. I'm used to MacBooks. Alright, I'm going to plug this in and hope it doesn't blow up on me. So we have a light. If you can see this light right here, I put my finger on. It's very vague. Can't see it. Right there, there's a light on. Let's see if we can't tip this up and see if we can push the power button and see what happens. Ooh, this screen is dirty. Power button. We got a fan spin. This thing gonna turn on? You gonna turn on, little HP? Look at that. It's working. We fixed it. Ha ha ha. Nice. Well, let's be careful with the cord here. Look at that. Look how dirty the screen is. Let's clean that screen off. You can't even see anything. HP, baby. Fixed. So somebody's name doesn't come up. Oh no. Look at that. Beauty. Ha ha, we fixed the board. Look at that. HP Pavilion. Ooh, it's a touchscreen. No wonder it's so dirty. Oh, that's my pet peeve. That's one thing that I do not like is a filthy screen. Look at this. Oh, how beautiful is that? I mean, obviously we don't have a battery in here right now, which is another peccadillo of mine. Like, why in the world did HP in this gigantic 15-inch laptop? Let me wipe this screen off real quick and I'll show you the battery. It's hilarious. Ha, we fixed it. Nice. Now if I can get that Spectre, I have an HP Spectre laptop, if I can get that thing going. So all I had to do was wait for my donor board to figure out what value that resistor was. I was assuming it was 370K, but I wanted to be sure, because that chip is like a voltage protection thing, or over voltage. So obviously the computer wasn't going to turn on without it. Oh, look how nice and clean that is now. That's a clean laptop screen. And this is a happy little HP. Fixed. It's not midnight. Alright, let's gently set it up here. Pin number's not on that screen. I gotta figure out how to edit this video now. But look at that. Haha, fixed. Hey, no. Oh, I am so not used to a touchscreen. Look at that. Oh, it's beauty. What a beauty. Got a fixed laptop. Nice. That is awesome. Very nice. Thank you, donor board. Thank you for your contribution. Now, I'm going to rip that capacitor. We're going to shut this thing down because now we know it works. We're going to go ahead and pull the board back out. Oops, I wasn't hitting the button. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull the board back out of this bad boy. Yep. We'll pull the board back out. We'll fix that capacitor. We'll touch up any little solder joints that we see. And then figure out where all these screws go back in. Because I don't remember and I didn't take any pictures before I took the board out. Which was not smart. I probably should have taken a picture of the inside of the computer before I took the board out. Because then I wouldn't have to guess where all the screws go. But, I mean, I can count and see where everything goes. But yeah, we got a nice fixed running computer. Why do I feel like there should be another fan in this computer? Because there's a space for it. Did it have two fans to begin with? I don't believe it did. I think it was just one. Yeah, because I don't see the other fan over here. Check it out. This is for this 15-inch HP laptop. This is the battery. Are you kidding me? With this? What is this? What is that? This is a 3470 milliamp hour battery. Oh wait, but down here it says 41 watt hours. Yeah, so what? No, maybe, I don't even know what that is. Over here, it says 3,470 milliamp hours here. It says 3,400 or 3,470 milliamp hours here, here, here. But right here it says 41.7 watt hours. So, maybe you have, yeah, never mind. You probably have to do math and figure out. They're giving you the watt hour value and the milliamp hour value. So, okay. But still, 3470. Like a MacBook Air battery is like 7,000. It's like double. This thing must get horrible battery life. How much is a MacBook Air battery? Do I have a MacBook Air battery sitting around? Shoot, I think they're all in the basement. Do I have a battery? I have an old, I got an old MacBook Pro battery, like a A1278. I got an old A1278 battery. 63 watt hours. And this is for a computer that was built in 2012. This computer is a 2020. Like $1,000. Like, that's insane. Oh, maybe not 1,000. Close, but darn it. Can't believe I put the name out there. Shoot. Now I'm going to have to edit this video. I got to figure out how to edit that. Oh, I'm going to have to get Movie Maker or whatever you get to blur out people's names. Anyway, we got a win. So, fixed HP laptop. Like I said, I got to pull the board back out. Replace that one cap that I took off. We got to put that back. So we're not going to leave them without that. And then we're going to touch up some solder joints that I don't like. Clean the board thoroughly. Put some solder mask over that resistor and the trace that I built. Oops. Call it a day. So anyway, I'm going to do that off camera because there's no point in me sitting here showing you soldering capacitor back on the board and touching stuff up. It's kind of pointless. I just wanted to show that I fixed this HP laptop from 2020. And so now I'm going to really fix it and get it put back together and get it out of my shop because it's been here for too long now. Been waiting for the donor logic board to come because I don't have a schematic for this. So anyway, if you found this mildly entertaining at all or useful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned because I'm going to have another repair video in a minute. So see you in the next one. Bye.